to jokingly refer to this video and call it putting my money where my mouth is, because we're going to be looking at a brand new palette from VISEART and some brand new brushes from Sonia G. And these are products that many times I will get in PR, but I want you to know, I always put my money where my mouth is. They didn't come in PR, and not only did I purchase them my darn self, I gladly purchase them my darn self. So I just want you to know that. If I get it in PR, it's great. If I don't, I'm going to buy it because these are products that I enjoy. Okay, so let's talk about them a little bit, and then we're going to use them together. I was so glad that the Sonia G brushes arrived. Well, what should we talk about first? Let's talk about the VISEART palette. This is the brand new VISEART. I'm going to butcher the name. I know what it means, but I'm going to butcher it. This is the brand new VISEART, either Sireneuse or Sireneuse Etendu palette. It is full of duochromatic enchantment, the brand says, which I love. They said, hark, the siren's call, duochromes, triple milled, crisp shades with candlelit warmth, they say. Now, this is what's so great. This palette is beautiful. Look at the palette itself. We have this beautiful kind of crease paper that goes over it. The beautiful shades themselves, we will look at them swatched outside, and we'll swatch them inside too. The outside is this artistic presentation that we know VISEART is so good at. And of course, this can stand up on its own and become an easel. As usual, the Etendu palette has shades that come out and are interchangeable for makeup artists and home use with the Petit Four palettes and the Grand Pro 4 and other Etendu palettes. Of course, VISEART is very friendly to the industry, and they make sure to make it very easy to artists who want to use their pigments, as well as home use, of course. This is a brand new palette, and it is $44. Now, the reason I said I don't quite know how to pronounce it is I understand that it's, as they say, hark, the siren's call. I understand that it is about these sirens, but when it has the neuse at the end, it kind of feels like it should be Sireneuse instead of Sireneuse. Not being an Argonaut, I probably cannot tell you. That was a little intellectual joke for you, Jason, and the Argonaut fans. Okay, so I am really excited to dive into this. I want to look at some of the shades here on my hand, but then I want to take the entire palette outside into the warm California sunshine. Let's just look at a matte. I mean, you know, VISEART mattes are just so good. They're so good. And then I'm going to put one of these. Look at that. Look at that duochrome. Duochrome never presents itself well in, you know, you got to have just the most perfect lighting and photography. And though we have a photography department here at Not Fit for Print Beauty, I can never get it right. So look, let me just show you that. There's one of the multi-chromes really, and one of the mattes ahead of it. Let me do a deeper matte so you could really see it. That will stand out a little bit more, won't it? On that duochrome. Just so pretty. But if we really want to see it well, let's take it outside into the warm California sunshine. There are all 12 shades in the VISEART, I'll call it Sireneuse Etendu palette. Oh, it's so beautiful. You know, how is it that VISEART seems to get better and better with each release? They do color in such a remarkable way, because I am the most boring eyeshadow palette person. I wear neutrals. I mean, it's like, oh, sorry, that's not boring enough for me to wear it. But VISEART is where I take my chances with color, because they have such an artistic vision for the way they curate their colors that they're a pleasure to use. And the way they go on the eye, I think is always flattering, whether it's cool, warm, or neutral. And I feel like I can take chances. They're the first purple I ever wore and still my favorite, etc., etc. So I love the way they do things with color. And these are really rich. I love the way they say that it's kind of a crisp but candlelit. What a perfect description for this beautiful palette. And wow, are we in luck, because we are going to apply these with a new eye set from the lovely Sonia G. I am holding up in my hands, oh my god, it's so pretty, the Sonia G Japanese Garden Maki-e set. These are about the serene glow of moonlight. Now, this is the third Maki-e set from Sonia G. We had the Sunset Crane. In the summer, we had the Koi. These, oh God, it's so pretty. And if my camera won't zoom in well enough, I will grab some photos from either Sonia's website, sweetmakeuptemptations.com, or from Beautylish, which sells them. They're just so pretty. It's a Japanese garden with stepping stones. And, you know, Sonia G says that and I don't blame her, she's really enchanted by stepping stones. And it is true. There's something so kind of like fairy tale about stepping stones, either across a garden or across a pond. They really are kind of just dreamy and, like I said, fairy tale-like. These are really interesting too because these are a combination of Seikoho goat and Canadian squirrel egg. Little Canadian joke there. So we got two of them in there. We got the goat and the squirrel coming together there. And we have three brushes. We're going to use all three of them today. We have this lovely pencil brush, which has control and precision, a great grip, defines the lash line. You know, you can target placement with it. We have a beautiful lay down brush here, which lets you work the entire lid or the, you know, the outer V or the center, or, you know, place it in the center. And then we also have our crease brush, which is dense and rounded, but it's still airy and works really well in the crease. But I could find a million uses for these. We're going to have a lot of fun and do two different looks using these three brushes. Yes, they are too pretty to use, but we're going to. You got to see how these come too. When they arrive, you got to take them out and clean them. But when they arrive, this is how they come. I have washed mine, but I'm just showing you the way they look when they first arrive. They are really quite pretty. And then the beautiful wooden box kind of doubles as a brush holder and just a collector's item. They're quite lovely, and it is my absolute pleasure to add them to my collection because I will use the heck out of them. I do wash them when I first get them, and then in between uses, especially just for home use, I'll just wipe them off on either. I do have the Sonia G little towel, or you can get kind of a makeup eraser or any sort of microfiber towel if you want. I love the Cheapies Club, you know that, so you can get it on Amazon too and wipe them off. And that way I don't have to wash them quite as much because they are kind of a precious commodity, certainly in my home. Okay, let's go ahead and use these. I'm so excited. Take these swatches off my hands a little bit here, and let's get ready to use them. Let's do two different looks and just try out the pigment. As you guys already know, I am a fashion and beauty editor. I'm a writer, okay? And I present these like it's an editorial review, but I'm not a makeup artist. I'm, you know, just trying them out to see how they work for home use. I might have interviewed everybody that does this, but I'm not a makeup artist myself, obviously. So we're just gonna have fun and see what we get with these beautiful shades and these gorgeous brushes. And I have only brought these three brushes over. So we're gonna do both looks with three brushes, and that will really show you how these work. Now, once again, the VISEART palette is $44, and the entire set of three here from Sonia G is $159. Both great holiday gifts. Okay, well, let's do one look first, shall we? Okay, let's start with the shade here. And for this, we are using the lay down brush, which makes sense. And I'm just gonna kind of put this over the eye just to kind of make a nice little palette, but I really concentrated it into the inner corner of the eye so that it has a little bit of brightening there. Okay, and then I'm gonna go in with this shade right here, which I could do with the crease brush, but I think I'm gonna do with this one. It's a lay down brush. All of these brushes, Sonia G makes brushes really to target specific concerns and uses. By the same token though, these are indeed tools, so you can use them also how you see fit and investigate how Sonia G thought that you should use them, which is kind of fun. And then, you know, get a little bit innovative with how you use them as well. So far, one brush, and I've done two things, which shows you the versatility of these brushes. Let's go in here. Now this is a slightly, I understand this is an exciting palette, and I'm not making a very exciting look. But I want to show you that you can take a palette like this from VISEART and do a really kind of work appropriate, really pretty look too, that can even go on maybe to a party look. Isn't that nice? You know, I did that with just one of these brushes, just one. And the reason I do that is not to buck what the lovely Sonia G says, because as I said, she makes precise brushes for precise uses, but to also show you that kind of the sky's the limit. You can stretch things a little bit. You can use tools how you want to use them, right? I fixed her closet before with a hammer. I did, it worked. Okay, beautiful. And I used one brush for it. Okay, let's go to the other eye and we'll use some of these bolder shades, even though that scares me a little bit. Okay, first thing I'm going to do, I have a little microfiber towel here on my lap, in case you're wondering, and I have taken off most of the pigment from this brush. And we're going to actually start with this shade right here. Yes, I am using the lay down brush yet again, and I'm going to kind of go into the V and just do some color on the outer part of the eye, and I'm using this very bold color because I know this wouldn't be a very good review if I didn't go into some of these other shades. And do you see how precise and how controlled I'm able to get? It's not going everywhere. It's not getting away from me. It's not too airy. It's not making the product fall down onto the face. What a really pretty, I mean, we already have this really kind of subtle, conservative, really, frankly, look on this eye. And we'll see what we get here. And let me switch now, because we're going to use both of these. Let me switch to the crease brush. Let me take this a little bit more into the crease. Why not? I wouldn't normally think of this as a crease shade, but actually I think it's kind of fun on the crease. It's just that little bit of sparkle, almost like that outer V and the crease there. And then I'm going to keep this crease brush, and I think I'm going to go into this kind of caramel shade here and just kind of do like a little bit of a transition there in the crease and above it. Oh, that's so pretty. And then I'm going to take this shade right up here and do this onto the lid. Oh God, the shift in that is so cool. It goes green, this shade right here. God, that is cool. It's like it is like a koi fish. I know this isn't their koi palette, but it is. I mean, it just, wow. And then I want to work in our lovely pencil brush. I know you guys are going to say, Rebecca, that looks like one you would use on the lips. I do love dense pencil brushes for the lips. I do. But on this one, I'm going to use it for the eyes, and we're going to go into this deeper shade here. And I'm going to really, with control, get under that lash line. I'm just having fun here. And really, with control, get on top. I could even get the shade a little tiny bit wet, but I don't need to, because with the precision on this brush and with the ease of use of the pigment in the VISEART, I mean, VISEART and Sonia G together, it's like a match made in heaven. Funnily enough, they're both sold on Beautylist too. That's kind of fun. Wow. Okay, so there are two different looks, but I mean, again, so imaginative. It's funny because I love reviewing both Sonia G and VISEART together because, for a specific reason, we look at eyeshadow palettes all the time as a beauty community, and we say, ugh, there's nothing new. I've seen it before. I've seen it before. And when a brand like Natasha Denona does something totally out of left field in terms of a color story, we go, what am I supposed to do with that? VISEART is like the only brand that can get a little bit wilder and a little bit more imaginative, and yet it totally works for everyone. Those who want a more wild look, those who want a more sedate look. I don't know how they do it, but I think it's part of their genius. And I can really say the same thing about Sonia G products. It's like her pencil brushes, her crease brushes, her lay down brushes, all of these brushes serve such a specific purpose because Sonia G is so detailed in the research she does, and she visits the artisans. She knows the lay of the land, literally and figuratively. And yet you could take these and put them in the hands of someone who doesn't necessarily know what to do with them, and they could still be effective tools. So there's something about those two brands that are just really magical and make me very, very happy. And let me tell you, PR or not, I'm gonna buy them. These are absolutely beautiful. I really want to know what you guys think and what you make of these, and if you picked up either of these for the holidays. They have both really just gone on sale. I just was lucky in getting delivery quickly. Would be nice if I held that the right way. Just absolutely lovely products. Again, $159 for this set, $44 for this little guy here. And I am putting all of that information down below. Where I can, I like to put things up in YouTube shopping. These, I don't know if I can. YouTube shopping is relatively new. It doesn't have everything. But, you know, I keep trying to do that in videos. Most of this will be down below for your perusal or shopping or however it is, you know, if you have gifts to purchase. And you can also look down below for information on our Facebook group, thanks to Helen, who's running that, and our membership for $4.99 a month. Right here on YouTube, we have weekly lives. We have a lot of fun. Down below also has information on how to find me on Instagram and TikTok and Threads, how to give super thanks, all that good stuff. I really hope that you guys share with me what your thoughts are on this. I'm very community-based, so I'd like to know. And share, like, don't forget to comment, and please, if you have not already, make sure that you subscribe. That's the kindest thing that you can do for me. And I look forward to seeing all of you in the next video. Bye-bye.